the alehouses and bid those that are drunk, get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Wait till they are sober. If they make you not the better answer, you may say they were not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. And for such men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know a man to be a thief, shall we not lay hands upon him?
Truly by your office you may. But I think, they that touch pitch shall be defiled. No, the more peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal away from your company.
You have always been called a merciful man, partner.
I wouldn't hang a dog by my will, much less any man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child crying in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Then depart peaceably and let the child wake her with crying. For the ewe that will not hear her lamb when it baas will never answer a calf when it bleats.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of the charge. You, Constable, are to present the prince's own man. If you meet him in the night, you may stay.
Nay, by Our Lady, that I think I cannot.
5 shillings to 1 on it. With any man who knows the standards, he may stay him. Mind you, not unless the prince be willing. For the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
By Our Lady, I think it be so.
Well, good night. Come, good neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here till 2 and then on to bed.
Pray thee, gentle neighbors. I pray thee, watch about Signor Leonato's door. For the wedding there tomorrow, there's great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant. I beseech thee. Come, neighbor.
Conrad! Peace, masters, stir not. Conrad, I say! Here, man, I'm at my elbow.
That's in my elbow. I thought there was a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. Now, forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close then under the penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
But know that I have tonight of Don John earned 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible the villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldest rather ask if it is possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of a new doublet, or a hat, or a new cloak means nothing to a man.
Yes, it is apparel.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Fish, I may as well say the fool's the fool. Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is?
All this I say, and I say that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted out of thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so, neither. But know that I have tonight wooed Margaret by the name of Hero. She leans me out at her window and bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince and Claudio and my master, Don John, planted and placed and possessed by my master, Don John, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And I think Margaret was Hero.
2 of them did, but the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which did first possess them, and partly by the dark night, which did deceive them. But chiefly by my villainy. Away goes Claudio, enraged. Swore he would meet her, as was appointed, next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw o'er the night, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name. Stand.
Constable, Master Constable, we can recover the most vile piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
Master! Speak, we charge you. Let us obey you to come with us.
We are like to prove a goodly commodity being taken up of these men's bills.
Commodity in question, I warrant you. Stop. We'll obey you.
By my troth, but a nightgown in respect of yours, cloth of gold, cuts, laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, skirts round underborne with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee, art not ashamed?
Of what, my lady? Of speaking honorably. Is not your lord honorable without marriage? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? I think you would have me say, saving your reverence a husband. And that thinking do not rest true speaking. I'll offend nobody. Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think. It'd be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise, 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my Lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in mystic tune?
I am out of all other tune, methinks. Collapse into light of love that goes without a burden. Do you sing it, and I'll dance it.
Ye light of love with your heels, then. If your husband have stables enough, you'll see he shall lack no barns.
Oh, illegitimate construction. I scorn that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I'm exceeding ill. Hey-ho. These gloves the Count sent me. They're an excellent perfume. Stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell it.
A maid and stock. Now there's goodly catching of cold.
God, help me. How long have you professed apprehension?
Even since you left it, doth not my wit become me rarely?
It is not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. By my troth, I'm sick.
You may think, perchance, that I think you are in love. Nay, by my lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can. Nor from a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not. But methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop, I think.
Madam, withdraw the Prince, the Count, Signor Benedick, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Help to dress me, good coz, good Ned, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor? Marry, sir, I have some confidence which discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, this is it, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friend?
Goodman Burgess, sir. Speaks little off the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as, God help, I desire they to be. But in faith, as honest as the skin between his brow.
Yes, I thank God that I am as honest a man as any man living that is an old man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous, palaverous, neighbor Burgess.
Neighbors, you are teeth.
All it pleases your worship to say, but we are the poor duke's officers. But for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I would find it in my heart to bestow it all upon your worship.
All thy tediousness on me.
Yea, and 'twere 1,000 pound more than it is, for I have heard as good an exclamation upon your worship as any man in the city. And though I am a poor man, I am happy to hear it.
And so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, I watched tonight, accepting your worship's presence, had taken a couple of his errant knaves, as any ever seen it.
An old man, sir. And when he speaks, when they say the mind is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is the world to see. Well said in faith, neighbor Burgess. God is a good man. 2 men ride of a horse, 1 must ride behind. A good old man he is, by my faith, sir, as ever had broken bread, but God is to be worshipped. All men are not alike.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
A word, sir. The watch hath indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons that we would have this morning examined before your worship.
Take the examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as though it must appear to you.
It shall be supplicants.
Drink some wine, ere you go. Fare you well.
My lord, they stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I'll wait upon them. I am ready.
Go, good partner. Get you to the sexton. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn and meet me at the jail. We are to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare from no wit, I warrant you. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.